Hey guys, we are back. We're doing a supplemental on
we
the.
never left.
Well, it's possible.
Right.
We never left.
But we are back.
We are back.
And better than ever?
Better than ever.
All right.
I'm Glenn. This is Brian. This is Paul. And we are the Bourbon Assault.
We are the Bourbon Assault.
Right.
And we're doing a supplemental to the Jim Beam tasting.
Correct. That was on Facebook Live. We did that.
And in case you watched the Facebook Live, we forgot to answer the question that we asked everybody, which was Old Tub.
Right. So
what question did we ask?
We asked what was a value bourbon under $20
Made by Jim Beam.
Made by Jim Beam.
Yeah.
That was quality. That wasn't part of the general Jim Beam line that you would see, but it's pretty tasty, and the opinions vary on it. But the reality is Old Tub is a 100 proof bourbon that is a quality bourbon. It's worth every bit of the $19.99.
Right.
You would
I think I
spend
got it for
it.
$16.99
Yeah.
at Fine Wine and Good
Yep,
Spirits
exactly.
in PA.
And it's a great mixer if you don't like it neat.
Yeah.
It's worth the price of admission.
Yeah.
And so we never answered the question. So that's your answer.
And this is something I never thought I would say, but I like Old Tub.
Oh.
I like it too.
It sounds a little weird, and the name sounds a little weird, and we've had bourbons that taste like Old Tubs,
Right.
but Old Tub doesn't taste like
Yeah,
that.
It does not
And it's
taste
funny
like an
because
Old Tub.
I literally have seen on some of the bourbon websites, like PA
Yeah.
bourbon, like people are like, it's a drain pour. I'm like, what?
No.
What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
Because there's only,
Well, they probably drink Coors Light all the time, so
Right.
I get it.
I mean,
it could be.
Yeah.
But I just,
Probably the
as
case.
a bourbon enthusiast,
Right.
like, I try to never discount bourbons as being a drain pour unless
It's
they-
an actual drain
then
pour.
it's
Unless they
just
really
are
are drain
horrible. And,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
even just 100 proof is a great mixer regardless of what you do, because 100 proof will stand up.
Yeah,
in
to
a-
all the mixing, if you want to do that, and old fashions and Manhattans, and
Exactly.
I
and
agree.
An Old Tub has enough darker notes that
Yeah.
from an old fashioned and a Manhattan, it will stand up to that and
I agree.
actually provide some notes to that. Which
I actually agree.
So I kind of read these like, oh, it's a drain pour. I'm like, I just want to text, what's wrong with you?
Yeah, well,
But I can't do that because obviously
No. I mean,
there's
we don't
there's no
do that
plus to that.
people.
There's no
we don't.
upside
Okay,
to that.
No, we don't do that.
But no, I don't.
Okay.
I just
All
look
right,
at
well.
it and shake my head and go, all right, well, then,
Yeah,
then it's
whatever.
More, then it's more for me.
That's right. All right, so tonight we are actually going to do the Distillers masterpiece for Jim Beam.
Distillers
masterpiece. 100 proof in Sherry PX casks, right? What does PX mean?
PX Sherry Cask.
Pedro
Sherry.
Jimenez, which
Jimenez.
is a world-known sherry producer,
Okay.
right?
And
So
it's in
it's a
their
por-
barrels. It's finished in their barrels, right?
It is finished in their barrels.
So in
Okay.
Kentucky terms, it's highfalutin.
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 Right. I like it.
This is one of the highest, I will say dollar, but really it's really one of the most exclusive
Jim Beam.
Jim Beam expressions.
Yeah. Yep.
And so this is a treat to be able to taste tonight.
Would you
Nice.
say it's the most exclusive Jim Beam
It's
expression?
one of the most. I didn't say it's the most because I really don't
I
know.
I'm just asking you.
It comes in a
It
really
might-
cool
it might
box
be.
too that you have to crank open, mechanical box. It's actually really cool.
It is.
Not get to
It
see
is.
that.
It's 100 proof. So again, stand up as a mixer
It's 100 proof.
at
Ooh.
$350 or whatever it is.
I think retail is 200, but
Okay.
but the reality is you're never going to get it at 200.
I have to
It's-
say the
got a good
color
color.
of
Yeah,
this
it
is
really does.
beautiful.
Yeah, I would say that this is probably the best you're going to do is 350 to 400 in the price range of this one.
Wow. I mean literally it is dark like
Yeah.
I mean
And you know what's
That's
even
beautiful.
nicer? It stands
It's
out
beautiful.
with the bourbon assault glasses
the
that
bourbon assault
you
glasses
produce.
that
I
we
mean,
have
if
is
you would have
awesome.
really poured that to here, that bourbon and salt would have stood out.
The Anita pour. Anita,
If I would have given it
if you,
an
if
Anita
you would have
pour,
just done an Anita pour, we could see that much better.
Right.
that is a true story. That is
Wow.
a true story.
Okay, so the nose,
That's a good nose.
I get
Wow, it smells like
Brown
Jim
sugar?
Beam.
Jim Beam.
Like the
Really?
No,
No?
I'm just joking.
I get a little brown sugar out of that.
Brown sugar. Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
Rolling
get some
Stone.
sweetness. Some brown sugar's probably a good call on that.
It's not probably a good call. It's
mean,
a good call.
It looks like brown sugar.
It,
Smells
it
like
I mean,
brown sugar.
it's got a brown sugar.
Both of my dominant
yeah.
nostrils say brown sugar.
Both of your dominant nostrils.
Hey, if they both say.
I only have one dominant
be
nostril,
so.
folks, and that's my left. And I definitely can taste and smell a little bit. Well, I don't taste out of that one, do I?
You do
No,
actually.
not usually.
No,
You know,
Smell and taste are
smell and
interlinked.
taste are
You
interlinked.
do.
It's good
Absolutely.
stuff. All right, so what we're doing here is actually warming it up just a tad
Why are we
because-
warming up?
because it's 27 degrees out and we're outside.
Right.
I mean, that's all. It's
I
no
mean,
big
They're
deal.
outside because of me. I'll take the
No,
blame.
you don't
It's
have to-
my
you don't
fault,
even go
but
there.
I'm
We're
a jerk.
outside because
Don't
we
go
wanna
there.
be outside.
We
jerk.
want to be outside tonight.
No, you don't.
It's beautiful
It's
out.
a
I don't even
beautiful
want to be
night.
outside. The only reason I'm outside is because I'm here with you guys.
Yeah, which
We
we appreciate.
appreciate that.
Thank you.
Very good.
Thank you.
Yeah, very good.
I appreciate your appreciation.
All right, so let's. What do you got on the nose on this one now? Now
Brown
you heated
sugar,
it up a little bit.
obviously.
You heated it up a little bit. Does it change it? That's my question.
It does a little bit. I'm going to tell you what I get in a minute, and you may or may not agree, but you know.
So I get more of the sherry out of that. I do. I get more of the sherry when you heat it up a little bit.
Absolutely.
For
That
sure.
astringent.
You know, there's a whole reason why when you drink cognac, you do this,
Mhm.
right? And you do this for that specific
warm it
reason, to warm it up a little bit. And I think it does bring out those notes differently than when it's just a neat pour.
Right.
I mean, it is a neat pour, but when you heat it up as a neat pour.
I think the
Yeah.
heat and humidity allow like the notes to release a little bit more.
Yeah, it's kind of like when you drop a couple drops of water into some high-proof bourbon.
It has very, very, very nice legs
Very nice legs.
Very, very nice.
and a great color.
Awesome.
Yeah, that color is just amazing.
Yeah,
So
it's beautiful.
Are we
All right,
in? Let's do it.
Let's do this.
I don't know. I just kind of want to.
You just want to sniff it a little bit. Go ahead.
we're going in.
What do you got?
All right, let's do it.
Do the Kentucky Chew on this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? Good stuff? How's the mouthfeel on that?
Viscous.
You know, the mouthfeel, I'll be honest, is not overwhelming.
It's not.
What I get is a brown sugar or molasses initial hit,
I get that molasses. Yeah.
followed by a sherry aftertaste.
Yeah. The finish is a little
The
bit
sherry.
sherry. Yeah.
The sherry, yes.
But I get that molasses. Yeah.
I definitely get the molasses. I've not had much sherry, to be honest, so I don't know what a sherry aftertaste
That's
tastes
good
like.
because your wife's name's Lisa.
Right, exactly.
I'm just saying.
Pretty sure she'd be
I
very
wasn't
happy
going
about
there,
that.
but what I will say is that
You know I go there. I mean, come on.
Of
sherry
course.
is a very astringent tasting liquid if you've never had sherry.
Yeah.
So you get a hint of that.
But it does finish a bourbon well. I mean,
It does.
I think it does.
I almost equate sherry in a sense to if anybody's ever tasted a not quite ripe persimmon.
Oh, persimmons.
Simmons, of course.
Yes.
That's the old golf club, right?
Hold on.
Oh,
Hold on. Let me do this.
All right,
Persimmon.
I have-
What the hell is a
That's
persimmon?
All right.
It's a wooden golf
all right,
club.
let
Glenn.
me-
Of
let me-
course, we've never tasted
let me
that.
explain this. I know.
Oh.
For non-farm people, we had persimmon trees in the farm,
Right.
and one of the best pranks you could play on somebody was growing up in school was to give somebody an unripe persimmon. They'd say, "Hey, taste this. It's a mini apple," and if they didn't know what a persimmon was, literally their mouth would go like this. And it's fish face. Oh,
I don't know that I've ever
makes you
had a
pucker.
persimmon.
I definitely have never
Persimmons.
had this.
A ripe persimmon tastes like cinnamon and plum together, and it's very sweet. An
I like
unripe persimmon is like in the Three Stooges. They always had this thing where they had this little gag where they'd say they had this thing called alum, And alum was
Yeah,
they
yeah,
give
yeah.
somebody alum,
And
and they would go, goes.
Yeah.
And an unripe
Yeah.
persimmon is very astringent, and it would make you feel like your mouth was completely dry.
Oh,
but
jeez.
you ate like a ton of saltines,
Yeah.
but then you were drooling as you were doing it, and so
All right.
so it's got a little.
I'm gonna go
hint
for
of
the
that persimmon.
second taste and see if that persimmons is not there anymore.
Anybody that's had an unripe persimmon will know what I'm talking about. These two will have no perspective on that.
Zero clue.
Perspective.
What that
You have
is.
no perspective on that.
Unfortunately,
These are bourbon people, not
unfortunately,
persimmons
because
people.
I would like to know what
Someone
I'm
may
tasting.
have had an unripe persimmon.
I mean, somebody maybe, but
I'm reaching out to the unripe persimmon people. That's all.
all right. So the second taste, I get some cinnamon out of that, or nutmeg, something.
I got
Nutmeg,
nut for sure.
yes.
Yes.
Little nutmeg out of that. I thought it was cinnamon at first, but I think it's nutmeg.
I guess unripe persimmon.
Yeah. Wow. He's on this persimmons kick.
Unless you've had it, don't knock it.
All right, I won't knock it because it sounds actually a ripe persimmon sounds actually pretty good.
It's like a little mini pear
Yeah.
that is sweetened.
I still have never seen one, nor have I
am
ever
gonna
heard
make
of a
it- I'm
persimmon.
going to make it my mission to get you an
Thank
unripe
you.
persimmon. in
No,
this
I don't
thing.
want an unripe
Can we
one.
get an unripe one and a ripe one so we can get both perspectives?
No, you're just getting
So,
Damn it.
so the
Oh,
mouthfeel on this is
delicious. Good.
it's good. It's not great.
I
I
think-
wouldn't say it is viscous. I wouldn't say it coats my tongue. I wouldn't say it is, 17-year, 18-year Sazerac rye type of thing. But I will say it's good.
Yeah.
Right?
So,
I don't know that the finish so far
For me,
is not.
I don't.
It has
It's
good
the,
legs.
it's the weirdest thing because it's never happened to me before.
Ooh, nice. I like that.
I get the finish like on my gums more than I get the finish like on my tongue, like
In the back?
in the
Like,
back.
yeah.
Like,
All right.
Okay.
So it stays around the front of your
like
mouth
my
more?
teeth. Like
Yeah.
yeah. It's weird.
Okay.
Okay, so here's where I'm going to go.
All right.
So,
You're not talking about persimmons again.
no.
All right. I was just checking.
Can we
No.
get away from persimmons?
We're not going to talk persimmons anymore. So there is a bit of astringent in it. I'll say it's like a bitter, the sherry bitterness, right?
Okay.
Because that's
Yeah.
what sherry
All
kind
right.
of really is. But
Sherry, always bitter.
but
Sherry's bitter.
on the taste, what I think we get, or what I get, is a very heavy date or raisin kind of taste deep into that. Like, so the sugar, it's got a molasses and a raisin flavor that then is followed by that sherry astringent taste.
Wait till you do the Bob Steele.
You did the Bob Steele?
I did the Bob Steele. It's not even my last pour, but I did
Just
the Bob
jump right
Steele
out and
just
did
to
the Bob
see.
Steele?
I'm going to do it again. But
You're getting way ahead of yourself.
I'm
I feel like.
sorry.
I mean, you're getting way ahead of us at least.
I apologize.
I get white pepper.
I get black pepper out of that. I don't get white pepper. I get black pepper. I get that
I'm gonna do it.
strong, peppery spice to it.
I can see that. But what I would ask you guys to do is take another taste and let that swirl around your mouth again.
Right.
And see if you can't taste raisin or date.
Okay. I'll do that.
Because I kind of get a heavier
On the
raisin
Bob Steele, I
date.
definitely get some pepper. I don't know
Mm-hmm.
if it's white or black at this point. I think it might be more white for me because it's got sweetness to it.
I think that's the brown sugar you're tasting with that peppery flavor.
I think that's why it's tasting so light.
So I don't know that I can distinguish between dates and fig or raisin. Like, to me,
A date
instead
has
of a date, it
earthier
tastes
flavor, like
more like a
raisin.
fig to me, if that makes sense.
Okay. It's fair.
Yeah, I mean, I can,
It's fair. I mean,
but I also get what Paul's saying about, like, it's sitting on the front of my
Like,
tongue,
right
and
in
it's
the front.
sitting on my gums. It's so weird.
yeah.
I don't feel it down. like, going
It's
down at
so
all.
smooth
It's
going
right
down
in the
that way.
front, like-
Yeah, I agree. All right, so let's rate this one with the other ones. Only kidding, guys. So this is really good. I mean, I will say it is. It's a very difficult one to find. Number one, right?
I haven't seen it anywhere.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen it.
I mean, this is the first time I've seen it.
Yeah. It is very good, and it's very complex, which
It
is
is way more complex
than
any of the Jim Beams we've tasted. So far.
I would agree. It's more complex than the other beams.
Thank God. I mean,
That sherry, it does give it a different flavor.
It comes in, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
You can taste
Yeah.
the sherry. It's definitely there. You know, it's kind of like a lot of the bourbon producers recently are doing a lot with sherry casks, and to my mind, it's almost like they're pushing towards, you know, a Scotch kind of like, okay, let's put these things in different casks and see how they come out.
Yeah, it's weird. I didn't get any of the smoke or any like peat or anything scotchy to it, right?
I don't mean it in
Yeah.
that sense, like
don't
where
get that,
it's
definitely wasn't any of that.
not
And I don't
not
think
as
that's what he's
Scotch,
saying.
Scotch in that sense, but like Scotch is very often barreled in port and
Yeah.
sherry casks and Madeira casks, and they, I mean, because part of the Scotch is they want to impart some of that flavor.
Yeah.
I don't know, honestly, that bourbon lends itself that well to some of that stuff.
Yeah,
I know
I agree.
We tasted several bourbons that were done in sherry, and we didn't like them.
So this one, I would
but
say,
this one,
is actually
It
really
makes it,
Yeah.
but
I don't know.
it's good, but
I don't know if I'd spend $400 on it, but if you can get it for retail,
good. Yeah,
yeah, this one was a discount to me. I mean, I have
Yeah.
a relationship with a,
right.
you know,
And I
a
think it's
store,
it's if you get it at a retail or even slightly
Below
above,
retail,
I
it's
think
worth
it's
it.
you're
It's-
probably not
it's
going to
pretty
get it at
good.
retail. Let's be honest.
yeah.
So,
But
I
to be
mean,
honest, there's a million other bourbons that are better, aren't better, but are cheaper, that will give you just as much flavor and
Yeah.
and they taste more like
and
bourbon.
enjoyment.
And they taste more like bourbon. And this
Yeah.
is the bourbon assault.
Right.
So, what like things that taste like bourbon?
Agreed.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So that's what we did. We did the master or the Distillers Master Series of the Jim Beam in the PX Sherry Cask,
PX
right?
Sherry, yep.
And it was pretty good.
It was good.
It was pretty good.
No
So
doubt.
join us next time. I don't know what we'll do, but
We're going to do something.
we're definitely going to do something. I don't know what we're going to do.
Next
But
week, I will not.
thanks,
be there.
guys.
Thank you.